I've seen X-Men Apocalypse 3 times now. And after the third time of watching it, I just thought to myself, what am I doing here, really? So I went home, I checked my Facebook, and there was a comment by a viewer, and he was saying, hey, I can't wait for your Boruto Chapter review. I can't wait for a video of you tearing it apart again, or just ranting about, kind of like what I did with Chapter 1. And here's the thing, I want to make this video for various reasons. The first one is to clarify the fact that I feel like, here's the thing, I don't like hating or being overly negative about stuff. I really don't. I think people think that I enjoy being that way, that I just enjoy going on a rampage because it comes so naturally to me, and I will admit that I'm kind of good at getting mad. I'm funny. I'm funny when I get mad. Oh, sometimes if I want to be funny, and people enjoy it. But second of all, I really, when it comes to feeling utter, genuine dislike for something, I don't like feeling that way. It's not like people think that I'm having a fun time just turning on this camera and being super pissed. No, who would feel that way? Obviously, when I read Chapter 1 of Boruto, I was visibly upset. I thought it was milking at its finest. I still think, I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I still think the chapter is trash. But Chapter 2, to quote Obito and Kakashi, is worse than trash. They are pretty much recycling the storyboard that they used for Boruto the movie, and they're publishing it as manga, pretty much. They're publishing that in manga form. I'm pretty sure most of you, if not all of you, already knew that, which is why this is not a rant. It's more of a discussion, because there's no point in beating a dead horse. Chapter 2, unlike Chapter 1, offers nothing new, no new content whatsoever. And I was actually discussing this with a couple of friends, and they thought, if they wanted to make this experience more enjoyable, what they could have done would have been, okay, we're going to give you the Boruto the movie recap, but within that recap, before that recap, you're going to get bits and pieces of what's going on with Boruto present time, with Kawaki. That way, you would still be getting the Boruto the movie recycled recap, but you would also be getting, let's say, 4 or 5 pages a month of new content with Kawaki and Boruto that kind of hints at what went wrong, right? So, that leaves more room for speculation, fan theories, all that stuff. But no, they didn't even decide to go that way. They were like, fuck it, we're just going to give you 100% recap Boruto the movie. Now, I actually went back to the movie and checked. As of Chapter 2, meaning by the end of Chapter 2, we are 30 minutes in Boruto the movie. So, it took 2 chapters to cover 30 minutes of this movie. The movie as a whole is an hour and a half long, right? So, we still have an hour to go, meaning we still have 4 of these chapters left. That's 4 months of recap. So, yeah, expect this to be over by November. Now, if you haven't seen the movie and you're enjoying these chapters, I wish I could be you. I really do. But I'm not. So, and if you've seen the movie, you know that the movie opens up with the fight between Sasuke and Kinshiki. And in Chapter 2, they incorporated that fight when Sasuke goes and talks to Naruto. And the reason for that is very simple. Since Boruto is the one having the flashback, it would make no sense if Boruto the movie starts with a memory that belongs to Sasuke. That's why Boruto Chapter 1 didn't have the Sasuke stuff, because it would have been absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the chapter was atrocious anyway, but it would have been kind of funny. If Boruto is fighting Kawaki, the village is destroyed, there's the possibility of Naruto being dead, and Boruto starts getting flashbacks, and the first thing he starts thinking about is that Sasuke fight with Kinshiki, that fucking forgettable villain. Actually, that would have been tremendously hilarious, now that I think about it. I would have laughed had that happened. My dad is dead. Let me just stop and think about this time where Sasuke was having this adventure in an ice castle. Kawaki, you're going down the wrong path. please stare at me for a moment while I think back about how dysfunctional my relationship with my father used to be. Summoning Milking no Jutsu! Also, I think it had something to do with the way that Sarada's skirt and heels were drawn in this chapter, but she kind of seemed a little bit too over-sexualized. Maybe that's just me. I'm not saying this to sound like a pervert. It's just something I noticed. It stuck out for some reason. You know, and just for argument's sake, let's say that you haven't watched Boruto the movie, right? That final fight, the final fight of the movie is actually awesome. Like, that fight is great in the movie. And it's a proven fact that fight scenes look better when they're animated than when you're reading them in manga because it's motion. So even then, it's like, I can look forward to this, but you know that you could be watching that in the movie where the quality, the animation, the fluidity is a lot better than just watching different panels. I think the real problem, though, is that I've entered a stage of Naruto fatigue, alright? And I'm trying to get out of it. I'm waiting for that one thing that's gonna pull me out of that stage and be like, wake up! You can go back to it now, because I had a lot of fun. Oh, man. Speaking of flashbacks, let me think back when I had the most fun reviewing Naruto. It was crazy, alright? I think near the finale, when, I'm going to say around the time where the Hokages were revived, leading up to the entrance of the Sage of the Six Paths, that was so much fun. I had so much fun doing those reviews. I remember one of them even got over 11,000 thumbs up, which to me at that time was unheard of. It was crazy. It was so much fun. And the thing is, the quality of that video was crap. That was 360p. But it didn't matter back then. Like, we had fun. It was a fun experience. And now YouTube's all corporate and shit. But yeah, it was so fun. And, you know, maybe when it comes to Naruto, maybe that time is over. And that's okay. And in fact, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you've noticed this. That kind of, I guess my approach, because there's no Naruto manga, I think a lot of the energy that I would spend on Naruto reviews, I'm spending it more on the One Piece manga reviews, which I think that would account for why my reviews are, you know, they're pretty popular. I'm okay when it comes to One Piece reviews, I'm not gonna lie. Even back in the day, you know, believe it or not, sometimes I rewatch my videos, and I can tell, you know, this is a good quality review versus this is kind of like a subpar. I was pretty tired in this video, I can tell. But I go back and I watch some of my Naruto chapter reviews, and not to be a cocky son of a bitch, but damn, like some of them, I even surprised myself. Those were some good-ass reviews. So I was ready to close that book, that chapter in my life. And to a certain extent, I think maybe I already have. But I'm still waiting, you know, like what is this Boruto manga, like what is it gonna do for the fandom, for the story, if anything? And also, unfortunately, speaking of milking, I got a message by Blue Sakuga. Blue Sakuga, he's a very, very trustworthy guy when it comes to information or news about like anime-related stuff, mostly related to Naruto Shippuden. And he told me, he sent me a link. The page was in Japanese, so I didn't really, you know, I couldn't read it. But he was basically saying that Naruto Shippuden is still, all right, one of the most profitable properties that TV Tokyo has. And because of this, or what this means, is that the people in charge are going to do whatever they can to prolong or extend the anime series further, which means more filler. And I think this is something that, you know, we as an audience had already suspected. I think it was pretty, I mean, Naruto ended almost 2 years ago. Think about that, almost 2 years ago. Kishimoto said, this is the ending. We're still in filler in the anime. Like, this week is an anime filler. Let me tell you something, folks. That is not a good business move whatsoever by Japan. Absolutely atrocious. Sometimes you have to sell your steaks and close shop before the meat starts rotting. I know it from experience. I've sold a lot of steaks. Those are my thoughts. So please tell me how you feel about Naruto at this point in your life down in the comments section. Oh, and just one additional thing. I got featured in Watch Mojo's like top like DBZ YouTubers or something at number 7, which is kind of cool because it goes with my name. And I'm really flattered that I got featured, but I have no idea what I'm doing on that list. I really don't fucking know, since the only thing I do is review Dragon Ball Super. And as of right now, like I kind of took a break because the arc that they were in right now kind of seemed fillery. But now that Future Trunks is coming back, Oh, I'm coming back. So it was a nice surprise because I wasn't really expecting it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, what am I doing there? I mean, had they made a list about the top 10 YouTubers most likely to meet and marry Elizabeth Olsen, that would have made my fucking day if I had placed number 7. I would have been a super happy camper with that one. Thank you for watching. Tell me how you feel down below. Like the video if you did, I appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Bye.